All right, here we go, Sambone Nation. Welcome back to another episode of the Samboner Show. Happy Super Bowl week, Super Bowl 58. In just a matter of 3 days, the San Francisco 49ers, the Kansas City Chiefs, will be battling it out. In Sin City, of all places, Las Vegas, Nevada. I got a great guest on hand here today, our good friend, Samboner at heart, Mr. Colin Thompson, coming to you live from Key West, Florida. What's up, brother?
It's great to be on the show, hanging with you, brother. Slumming down here in Key West, I figured let's do the show outside for those that are watching on YouTube. Little palm trees, little hat, little sunglasses, about to go on a long walk, starting my training back up for the season ahead. Usually when I start is this week. Did a bunch of shows down here, been doing a bunch of Sambone and food and booze. So everything's been excellent, my friend.
Yeah, seriously, dude. Like, are you just trying to throw salt on the wound? You know, guys over here muddling through 5-6 months of 35 and rain. I mean, like I just said, it's 45 and sunny right now. It feels like it's 80. That's how bad we have to just weather these 4 seasons. But nah, man, good to see you're doing well. You know, it reminds me of that one episode we did way back in the day when we had Fried Underwear on live from South Carolina in Charleston, and he's puffing on a stogie. And I think he brought a palm tree into his garage just to rub it in a little.
He drug the old pot outside. Like people send their palm trees to like South Carolina so they stay warm in the winter. But down there, man, that's where it starts. When you're driving down 95 and you see those palm trees. I made the drive down here for the first time. So we had the puppy and I had a bunch of work. I haven't stopped working. Like, honestly, I'm gassed. We've been doing so much media stuff down here, and we're going to start showcasing bars and restaurants a little bit and some football stuff. So I'm like finally through the weeds, and now I have to organize this big fishing and shufflebowl tournament this weekend down here that I've been putting on 3 years in a row. So I'm not really through the weeds yet, but once we start playing.
What's that drive look like from Annapolis? Like a good 17, 18 hours?
It's long, man. It's almost probably 24 in a way. I haven't looked.
24.
It's a beast, dude. I did 13 to Orlando. I had to work a couple days at the PGA golf event down there. Then I went and stopped at a buddy's house in Vero Beach for 2-3 nights. Then I went to Fort Lauderdale for 2-3 nights. Did the Sirius XM radio show in Miami. Then drove down. My buddy I was traveling with never seen the Florida Keys. If you're listening, you do the drive in and fly out of Key West. Don't drive out of Key West. You'll be hurting too much. And then we drove down. So I stopped on the way. It wasn't a bad trip, you know. No drive was over 2 hours.
You catch any Buc-ee's along the way?
You know what? There's a Buc-ee's now off 95, Mick. Somewhere in like South Carolina. In that area.
You're kidding me.
Yes. There's a Buc-ee's there, and they're marketed everywhere. I didn't stop there. I made 2 stops, man. I hate stopping, just like everybody else while they're driving. So it worked out good. Like bathroom break wise. Like once I started getting closer to the I knew where I was stopping. I was pounding water. So no, man, it was a great trip and freaking jacked up for the Super Bowl. It's weird, man. Like I'm bummed. This is the worst time of year. These last couple weeks of the playoffs. Like it's the best time of year, but like all year long, man, we did these shows and there was so much to talk about. Like we were due like hour and a half on football, and now it's like 2 teams. It stinks.
It's funny you say that, right? Because you got to look at like it's kind of like the big waste management golf tournaments going on. That's like almost the kickoff of what's to come, like golf season, good weather. But at the same time, on the flip end of it, how far is that, by the way? You know, Phoenix, Arizona to Las Vegas, Nevada. That can't be too far.
It's not far. A lot of people are doing the double dip.
And then you got like the closure aspect of the football season. And there's a lot of people that I know out there that almost shut it down, right? Like the Super Bowl is their last hurrah. And there's really nothing going on from the time the Super Bowl is over until opening day, which I believe is March 30th this year. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that, right? But for those like 40 to 45 days, it's a kind of an empty nested window of really nothing buzzing, unless you're like real into the Flyers and the Sixers or just hockey or basketball in general. It just, it sucks when football comes to an end and then that lull until it starts to get warm again is tough. But dude, there's gonna be a lot of things I want to dive into here today. I appreciate you coming on. Everything we do here is brought to you by our friends at Not For Long Media and our good friends at the original Fudge Kitchen, shipping fudge all over the country. Colin's probably got a box of chocolate by his left side and a box of vanilla by his right side.
I got the saltwater taffy, and I'm down here talking to my boy at the rum shop, First Legal Rum Distillery, Paul Menta, Philly guy. This guy's a legend. I'm gonna get him on your show because he's a Samboner dude. The guy's incredible. And I'm like, Paul, can we make like rum saltwater taffies? He's like, yeah, let's talk to the Fudge Kitchen. So I'm gonna give him a call and see if we can do it. Great dude.
What's a drum? What's a drum saltwater taffy?
No, rum. Sorry, did I say drum? Christ.
Rum.
Yeah, rum. I've had a lot of hits to the head over the years, as you know.
Yeah. No, I just saw some meme. Somebody was slinging a cheesesteak martini. I'm like, dude, that sounds awful.
Awful. Oh, I mean, I love Samboning, man, but that sounds you know, it's funny down here in Key West, Mr. Z's, Philly guys, Father Judge guys. Haven't really connected with them yet, but they kill it down here. All my friends that have been like staying at the house and family are just like, dude, we went to Mr. Z's, like best late night. It's the perfect, you know me, I try to like put things in categories. Like it's the perfect cheesesteak to go to with your kids on the way to like a Phillies game. It's a perfect place to go like on a Friday night, like when you're whatever, you know, like
that may have very well have been your best Sambone of all time. You and your good friend, Mr. Ian Thompson, Ian Thomas. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Colin, I think had maybe 2 or 3 beers that day.
No, maybe 2 or 3 margaritas and about 10 beers. Yeah. In the last 2 hours, I'll get one in this year. You know, Mick, it's hard, and we talked about this a lot. You know, as I'm going to give it one more year in the league, just the older you get, you know, the less you give a shit, you know, and it's hard early in your career. You're just very conscious because the career in the league is so precious. So you try not to like do anything to really harness it, and getting drunk on camera and filming yourself stuffing your face with cheesesteak. The wrong person sees it, you know, people hold that against you. You know, it's very competitive. So, you know, this year I will definitely do a drinking Sambone. I promise. With a good ripper, a good buzz, because my give a shit level, my meters drops, you know. So I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it this year.
There you go. Trust me, I hear where you're saying. I cut the plug on pretty much my entire livelihood here for the Samboner Nation. So I appreciate you.
We commend you.
It's
thank you.
All good in the hood, man. But let's dive into a little things, man. You got a lot going on. First and foremost, just want to give my special thanks to you, man. You're looking back on, I celebrated 100 episodes here last Monday or just this Monday. And again, I'm not one for milestones, but, I had to kind of say to myself, like, holy shit, like 100 episodes, 100 podcasts. Like, I don't even know how I did it, right? I'm staring at this microphone, Colin, this microphone you sent me. I don't even know what to tell you, like what it means, what it looks like, what it does. But, I can't thank you enough. When I reached out to you for the first time, and said, I want to get a podcast going. Have no clue, even where to start. You had the media company, and you were able to, take me under your wing and just kind of show me the ropes, get me started. It's been a pleasure working with you throughout this process. We're on, we're off. We're just kind of fly by the seat of our pants, but life kind of continues to just kind of bring you new challenges, right? And we're just going to continue to, fall on our face, get back up, and climb until we figure out, everything for that matter. So just a quick commend to you, and just, wanted to say thank you for helping me out from the very beginning. And, you continue to just get out there and grind. So I want to kind of dig into a little bit about what you've been doing, not only in Key West, but talk to us a little bit about this. I read online, you shared with me on a text. Talk to me about this little mission that you have going on at our dear alumni, the Archbishop Wood in Warminster, Pennsylvania. Talk to me about this mission, Colin.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you for your efforts, for Not For Long Media. You've helped us, me, this company tremendously, adding, the Samboner show, supporting Sambone Nation, having fun. Like it's been a just amazing twist for our company. Having a person like you, a personality like you, having a dad like you involved has been amazing. I remember your second episode, like, dude, I'm nervous as shit. What am I going to say? I'm like, Mick, just take the conversations we have and just press record. And we've been off to the races, and it's been great. And the show is an absolute success. For those that ask, like, we're listening, that say, like, I wonder, like, how the show does. The show absolutely crushes it. To start a show and bootstrap a show, it crushes it. It's just year one. And I always said to Mick, like, let's just get through 52 weeks. and we're here. And now, the sky's the limit. So that's first and foremost. Thank you. And then secondly, the Viking Mission is a 501c3 that we created at Wood. I'm the president of it for all the Wood grads out there. Everybody's always talking about Judge does this, Ryan does this, LaSalle does that. And I just got so sick of it. And I got kind of sick of like, hey, what are these fields out back look like at Wood? What's with the gymnasium bleachers that have been there for 65, 70 years? Like, what is that? Like, that's not even safe. They can't even fill the stadiums up full for basketball games, Mick, because of health hazard. Like, that's what? This is a high school. Like, this is a place that you, me, and a lot of people listening love. So it's changed my life. As a public school kid, it was the best thing ever happened to me. So I digress. We're going to be helping with scholarships for kids. We're going to be helping with just a lot of things to help support the school. Like
Awesome.
Father Judge, the Friends of Judge, man, they are so involved with helping that school, and they keep that school rocking and rolling. And that's all I want to do. We have the blessing from the school to do it. We have the support. So, yeah, VikingMission.com. Check us out, thevikingmission.com, and you can always reach out to me personally. I'm not hard to find. So thanks for giving me the platform to talk about it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I love that, man, because I have young kids and they're all involved in sports, football, baseball, basketball, and basketball especially right now is in season. And not to take anything away from Archbishop Wood, they got a great program, but
Yeah.
it's just unfortunate to see even the local middle school that my kids go to, their gymnasium is nicer than Archbishop Wood's varsity gymnasium. And then just the other day, I went to go watch a Wood LaSalle game, and they unfortunately were playing in the girls' gym, which again wasn't the end of the world. But if you do look around the landscape of the Philadelphia Catholic League, like St. Joe's Prep for that matter, like that facility, like
Beautiful.
unbelievable, man. Like the other day,
LaSalle. Beautiful.
what's his face? Jahil, the kid that's going to Miami, he went up from half court at a buzzer beater and hit the roof.
And this kid's like, man, you know what? And here's the thing. I became a better player because I had rocks in my knees at practice as Archbishop Wood football player. I get there's value in that. But it gets to the point where you know what? And when that ball hit the roof, you were probably like, all right, this kid's going to Miami. He just became a leading scorer in Archbishop Wood history. He's a good kid too. I met him, shook his hand, looked me right in the eye, like respect. He's going to do great. These are kids too. These are puppies. And it's really cool actually down in Miami. Just a little note. He's getting recruited by DJ Irving. And when I was at Wood, a really good point guard, he was at Carroll. And I think he played at Boston University. And now he's down in Miami. So just a little Samboner note of a guy that's probably going to take over a Big Five program one day is DJ Irving. He's assistant down there in Miami, and he got him down there and got him comfortable, a Philly connection. So I digress. Yep, we're doing some good things at Wood. It's going to take a process. It's going to take time. But we're finally creating, the Friends of Judge and the Friends of Ryan. Well, we're the Viking Mission. So, yeah, man, it'll be good. Anybody who wants to give, whether it's a buck or, whatever, 100 grand, we're trying to make some big changes in the school. Some obvious ones, obviously, the football stadium, but it's going to be multi-purpose. It's going to affect every student. They don't have graduation on campus. That's tough, man. When's the last time you go back to Wood? And for what? And for why? Not that many times. So we're excited, bro. I appreciate you letting me talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You got some other really cool things going on down south with the Colin Thompson football camp. Talk to us about that, man. That seemed like a good time.
Yeah, we had 80 kids show up this year. The tough part was down here, man, Key West is huge baseball. I mean, they have kids in the majors. This is it. It's a big Cuban connection down here. We're only 90 miles away. So it was the opening day of like T-ball season and youth baseball season. So we only had 80 kids. The year before we had 110, but still a great showing. Jimmy John's, gives us a discount on the food, but it's a bootstrap camp, man. We pay for a lot out of pocket. We have donors that give shirts. Few will hunt. Archbishop Wood graduates. We have people that send food and snacks, and locals donate their time. And we just get out there. All the lower Cape May football coaches, they came down, about 4 of them. We worked the camp. That was so cool. So it's just a good thing to get the kids down here that don't get any love. Where we're from in Bucks County, there's a lot of support, man. Dual parent households, coaches that care, right? But like Cape May and Key West, like these end of the road towns, a lot of service industry, a lot of hardworking people. They work nights. They're not around for dinner. It's tough. It's really hard. So, we got kids of boat captains and like just good people, but they work really hard and not a lot of time. So to give the kids a time to be outside in the sun and run around and just burn them out, it's great, man. So we raised some money there's a mounted police patrol down here. that they're on their horses, making sure everybody's not messing around. And their stables are right across the street from the field, so they let the horses come out. All the kids pet them. We raise some money for them. We take donations for the Thompson family football camp, our nonprofit, and we cut checks out of that and pay the kids for food and all that stuff. So it's a good time,
some of these kids had some pretty serious dance moves too. I saw some of your social clips, man. These guys were busting a groove out there.
They were busting a groove. The kid did a flip. I'm like, please don't break your arm. And I'm usually the guy like who's tough and wants to be physical and do stuff. I love that, but I'm like, once it becomes your camp and you're responsible for it, and you have insurance that only covers so much, I'm like, God forbid, please don't run into each other. Nobody get hurt. Like, let's compete and have fun. So the kids loved it, man. The kids love it. I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, you're down the Florida Keys, and we're up at a marathon's about 2-hour drive north, hour and a half drive north from here, like a little key. And, the kids come up and they're like, yeah, my mom wants to talk to you. So the mom comes up. She's like, hey, listen, we saw your camp flyer. Somebody stapled it to our, wall inside of the marina where we have our sailboat. So we got on the bus. We bussed down, and we're here to help and volunteer. My kid's going to go to camp. And you're like, holy cow. He's like, yeah, my son never gets out, never gets an opportunity to be active. So will you, keep an eye on him today and help him learn a few things? I'm like, yeah, sure. That's the cool stuff where you're like,
that's awesome.
We have an impact, and it's in a new place, I want to impact home and help home, but I've always had mentors up there, and kids there, of course, could always use more, but down here, they don't only have a ton. So it's good to get back and not just party down here all the time and Sambone all the time.
Yeah, I know, but it's also good to get the hell out of the
it's a win-win.
Oh my God, man. I feel like, it's funny. I was looking back on some pictures. I was looking for something. I forget what I was looking for, but I was looking back on some pictures like along the summer months. And you got this fresh tan, and everybody's laughing and smiling. I just think to myself, what are we doing? Right? You got it right. Like, how long have your parents been doing this, going down to Key West and just, flocking down here for a couple months?
42nd year. Now, it wasn't a couple months.
Shit.
Yeah, 42 years. My uncle was stationed down here in the early 80s, flying F-18s before he went off the Persian Gulf War and Iraq War. So he called my dad. He said, hey, listen, get in a car, fly my mom, who was dating at the time. They were working at Bamberger's at the Montgomeryville Mall, which now is, I don't even know what it is.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Bamberger's. And it was a department store. My dad was horrible. My mom did all the work for him in retail. It was hysterical. Probably showing up hungover every day, but true Samboner spirit. But, long story short, yeah, they got down here, man. They flew to Miami, and they drove to Old Key West, which was like right after Hemingway, and Jimmy Buffett just started. So it's changed a lot for them. But, we were kids. They had a little condo down here, nothing crazy. I bet they wish they kept it now, it's worth a ton. But now they just rent, and we come down, and I've turned into work trips, which is great. The media company, as you know, man, we've done some work down the Jersey Shore. So I haven't stopped working, man, 6 days straight, just done. So this is my last call, baby. I said, I got Mick's show, then I'm going for a 2-hour walk, and then I'm going to happy hour and shutting this puppy down, brother.
Yeah, so 2-hour walk, 2-hour run. You don't. I mean, you're a big sauna, steam room guy. Do you even need a sauna or steam room when you're working out down there?
I don't want to be this guy, but it's colder down here than people realize this time of year. A plane's flying over here. It will be 60 and 25-mile-an-hour winds, and that's colder than people realize. I know that sounds a hell of a lot better than where you're at right now, and I apologize to that. But you got to wear a hoodie and sweats. It's freaking cold. The water comes off the water, and it's not that bad. So if you're down here in the summer, though, Mick, you're torched, bro. It's 100 degrees every day.
Oh, I know. That's
and you got to take
they flock down there for shelter. January, February, March.
Yeah, you got to take shelter in a bar. That's usually cooler, All
right, so my random weird question segment. Here we go. Ready?
Let's do it.
Have you ever done hot yoga?
Yes.
Really?
One time. Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm a big yogi. I'm a yogi, bud. I'm a yogi. At least
Are you?
Point in my life. Yeah.
Talk to me about yoga, dude. I need to get into it.
You know all it is, Mick? It gives you an hour to put your phone away and relax.
Good stretch.
And good stretch. And here's the thing. You don't have to do any of it. You could lay on the mat the whole time, and it's a judge-free zone. So I love that. In our whole world today, everyone's getting judged. And in a minute you make it a competition, you're wrong. You just got to get in there and just do what you can do. And
we just lost Mr. Colin Thompson. I'm sure we'll be able to dive back in here in a second. Hang in there, folks. Bad receptions down in Key West, Florida. Must be nice. Sitting poolside Oh, let's get him in here.
I'm back.
There you go. There you go.
Sorry.
The benefits of hot yoga.
Benefits of hot yoga. I mean, listen, it's a double up. Just like you said, it's like a little bit of a sauna, and then you get in there and get some stretching in. Maybe a pound some waters after, and you're right back at it, Sam.
Ah, this guy. He's killing me, Small, sitting poolside.
I'm back.
All right. So next question. If you had to pick one, sauna or steam room?
It's sauna for the health benefits. The steam room's fake. Everybody thinks it's good for you. The sauna gets your heart rate up faster. The studies they did in Carolina, you do the sauna 3 times a week for 20 minutes. It extends your quality of life by 5 to 10 years.
Interesting.
Yep.
So the dry, hot air is more beneficial than the
yeah, it's just hot. It's just hotter. It just gets your heart rate up. It's all about getting your heart rate up. It creates almost like a stressed environment for your body, and your body has to react to it. Now, listen, the steam's great. Opens you up. Come on now. A little shave after. Can't beat that. But
what about the plunge? Do you do the plunge?
The plunge is good. 2 minutes, 3 minutes. The whole debunked thing of 8 minutes of, the 8-minute plunge where you're in there and you're numb and all that. It's all you want to do 2-3 minutes. It's good for the mind, good for the body. Nothing crazy.
All right, last question. You won't see this one coming a mile away.
I love it.
Do you think you can beat Caitlin Clark 1-on-1 in basketball?
I saw you talking about this the other day, Mick. Everybody who says they would beat her in basketball, if you're not maybe a Division I college basketball player, you're getting crossed up, and she's hitting fadeaway jumpers in your eye consistently. I'm 6'5" and was a very, very average, maybe below average basketball player in high school, and she would have torched me then, and now as a grown man, she'd torch me now.
Beautiful
What do you think?
I think that she would beat you and I together, 2-on-1.
Listen, the handles alone, and then the pullback jumpers, like
pullback jumper. I mean, she's like a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of college basketball. Like
you're done. I bet you 50% of maybe. Well, I bet you almost all of that league, Division I.
This came basketball up, amongst a couple group of friends and cousins, and we went back and forth. And like me and my buddy Chris were kind of on the side of like, you got to be kidding me. Do you really think that you have a chance? And like my cousin Kev and my cousin Dan, like honestly think that they could give her a run for her money. And they were dead serious about it. It's either here or there, right?
You have to be a supreme athlete. You have to be like, I was back to C-Mac, right? Because I play with him. I think C-Mac could give her a run. He could shoot. He could play. He's a freak. Maybe. But like,
I would say he could.
He could.
That's an elite athlete.
Yeah, elite. You got to be an elite athlete. But I'm saying elite athlete from another sport. Like if you're just like, I think if you just came off of D1 basketball and you're shooting jumpers all day, you could play with her. But guys, just like you got no shot.
There's got to be something said. And this, I'm done with the random question segment. But
I love it.
There's got to be something to be said about a female athlete never playing in the NBA.
Yeah. Oh, dude, those guys. Listen. They're the best athletes on the planet. Like, I think football guys are great athletes because they can play other sports. Basketball guys, it's very singular movements. Like, they have to do everything. Don't get me wrong, but like, I was like friends with the Florida Gator basketball team, and they like struggled to swing a bat. We would play like beer baseball, and they like couldn't hit it. Some guys could mash it, right? And then some guys looked like they've never picked up a bat before. So I would say best athletes, like pound for pound, basketball. Guys that can play this most sports, I'd say football, because most people in football play other sports and they're not that good at them, but they're big, strong, fast. So they go to football, they find the position niche, and then they go down that rabbit hole.
Right. You put your boy like Colin Gillespie up against her, right? And he's kind of on the lower end of the bench. He would tear her up.
He would tear. Oh yeah, it would be. I would assume. I bet she. I mean, dude, that kid's having. He's the first player, I think, ever to average a triple-double in the G League.
Oh, yeah, he's tearing up the G League.
Bro, listen, and people are like, oh, it's a G League. Are you shitting me? There are a lot of good players that played in that league over the years that are good NBA players. So I'm really happy. He's a great dude. And to tear your ACL and come back and do that, right? Like, it's not like he's fresh out of college. It's like, dude, no, I tore my ACL. It's like, I love that kid. I love that family, Wood grad. His dad means the world to me, man. He's a huge mentor in my life.
I love it, man. I love it. All right, let's wrap this show up with what's at stake here, right? We're 3 days away from Super Bowl 58. I already know who you like because I listened to your show yesterday with the Lost Boys. Well, a little bit of it. I
Yeah,
didn't catch it all.
that was
And
long.
I'm leaning towards the 49ers as well. But, Colin, how on God's earth does anybody bet against Coach Andy Reid?
Yeah, or Patrick Mahomes in that matter, right? Like, that's the problem with this beast. Is like everyone's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go with this team. And it's most people saying the Niners because your mind tells you that. And you're like, wait, that's Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes? I'm really going to bet against them? Like, that's why I struggle with it, man. I'm like Niners. I think their defense is going to step up. I think Kyle Shanahan needs this win to put himself in that upper echelon of coaches. Like, he's always talked about, like, genius, genius, genius. But he was the offensive coordinator for Atlanta when they lost the Super Bowl and that debacle happened. And he lost with the Niners against the Chiefs 4-5 years back, whatever it was. So to me, Mick, you make up great points, man. It's like Andy Reid, like this is him competing now to be like all-time greatest coach and get up into that Bill Belichick echelon, like tier 2, tier 1 coach. Like there's a lot at stake for the Chiefs, a lot of stake for the Niners. They're built to win now. They missed on Trey Lance. They put a lot of draft capital to draft him. So, like, they got to win now, man. They're going to be cap strapped. They got a really good team. They're loaded. Kansas City's O-line and Pacheco. That's the X factor for me. Who can run the ball, play the best defense? But again, any person that says, I know what I'm talking about with this game, I think you're nuts because you're so nervous about both sides winning. It's a tough one to bet, man. I wouldn't touch it.
It really is. I mean, the
ball.
line, in my opinion, is. I mean, it's spot on. I guess it's within the 3. And I was watching last night. The Super Bowl 57 was on.
Yeah,
and it's tough to watch, right? Because the Birds unfortunately lost. But you look back at that game, and the Eagles were winning 24-14 at halftime, and Patrick Mahomes was hobbling off the field. And as a Philadelphia Eagles fan, you're sitting there going, "Holy shit, man! This looks really, really good."
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, and just like that, like this team just continues to grind it out and find ways to win. And even if you look back earlier in this season in particular, right, like right around that week 12 mark, no, I'll even take it a further step back. Like week 10, the 2 leading MVP vote getters at the time were Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. Both teams were red hot. The Eagles were 10-1. I forget what the Chiefs' record was. I think they were like 9-2. And the Eagles fell off. And so did the Chiefs. The Chiefs went on a little bit of a decline, but the Chiefs only went on a decline for about a week or two, maybe 3. And just like that, they picked it right back up, and they continued to get hot again at the right exact time. And here they are representing the AFC in the Super Bowl for the 4th time in 5 fucking years. Like, oh my God, dude. It's unreal. And here we are taking the Niners.
Yeah, we're taking the Niners. We're like, that's the pick, folks. Everybody hammer. Oh, you know what I said to people last night at the show? I said, listen, if you think, like, I do know this. Oh, man, if I'm taking the Niners, I'm really scared about Patty Mahomes at the end of the game going tic-tac-toe right down the field, walk-off field goal. Bucker's got the length to make a break kick. The distance, excuse me, game over. Pat Mahomes wins by 2. It's like the Tom Brady saga all over. My bet, I would say, listen, if you like the Niners, like in the first quarter or first half, you think they're going to maybe like the Eagles come out like gangbusters, but the Chiefs are going to come back. That's the bet to me. Like if you're like Mick and I like the Niners, I would take them in the first quarter, first half, because same with the Eagles. Like last year, I was the most emphatic about anything I've ever been. I'm like, the Eagles are going to whoop them. And I'm sitting there in halftime, and I'm like, I mean, this is the best bet I ever made. Like, and I don't gamble on the games, but I was like, I'm jacked up, man. Like I'm telling people around Key West, hammer the Eagles. I'm like, I'm the man, high-fiving people.
It looked too good, man.
I look like an asshole, right? So that would be my point. If you like the Niners like Mick and I too, but you think it's going to be maybe a last-second situation, I would take Niners first half, and I would touch the full game. I wouldn't touch.
Yeah. No, it should be interesting, man. Like you said, it should be an all-timer.
C-Mac for MVP. I'm hammering C-Mac for MVP. I just know him. I just know what Shanahan's going to do. He wants NFL MVP, man, bad.
So like, the MVP odds are Pat Mahomes at plus 150, Brock Purdy at plus 210, Christian McCaffrey at plus 450. That's not a bad number for a guy like that. And then it jumps all the way to 14-1 at Travis Kelce.
I would hammer that too. The problem is when you get players involved that are tight ends, if they throw him the ball, that's a touchdown for Mahomes too. So if Kelsey scores 2-3 TDs, that's whatever, 3 touchdowns for Mahomes. Maybe Mahomes threw another one that's 4 TDs. Maybe he scrambled and threw for 300 and rushed for 100, and all of a sudden you're like, I got to give it to Mahomes. So when you give it to C-Mac and hand it off, it's not a stat for the QB. So,
and dude, defensive guys can win the MVP too. And here you are preaching about the San Francisco 49ers. You may want to throw $1 on Nick Bosa at 80-1.
Or Chris Jones, the CT tackle for the freaking Chiefs, who's a freaking game wrecker, bro.
No, but usually the guy that wins the game,
yeah,
also wins the MVP. You heard it here. We'll throw this reel up when it does happen, and we're sitting here still empty-handed because we never bet it.
We never bet it. But listen, yeah, we're not going to make this pre clips, guys. All this is going to go out. All the things we said right, we're going to release it next week. So, yeah. No, listen, man. It's so much fun to bet. I think this is a fun one to bet because you're just so engaged. Like, it keeps you engaged. You got the purple Gatorade. I voted no Gatorade, and then my long time, my far-fetched pick is Kadarius Toney for MVP. I think he's like 50,000 to 1. He's or whatever. He's $1 to win $500. Like, that guy's had a rough year. He's had some good, some bad. He's making comments that he's a number 1 receiver. And people are like, but all of a sudden he takes a punt return back and he has 2 touchdowns, and you're like, holy cow, this guy's gonna win it. Very Amendola-esque slot receiver. So, yeah, man, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Are you gonna watch the game, Colin?
Yeah, shots and giggles, man. My uncle's bar down here. It's a great spot. It's potluck. He makes cheesesteaks every year. People will bring the rolls down from Philly. So I'll be Samboning. You'll see it.
Shots and giggles, baby. You gotta love it. Well, listen, man, appreciate you chopping it up, coming on. It's always been a ton of fun. Glad to see you're doing good things down south. Still doing some good things out here in Bucks County. You'll never get the Bucks County out of us, Samboners.
Damn right.
Appreciate you tuning in, man. All
Mix
the best.
from Delco, though. Mix from Delco.
Yeah, I am from Delco.
White collar.
Probably just moved to Delco.
The white collar Delco comment is the greatest thing ever. That's the best. And a cool thing, and you'll see with one of our shows we're doing here, Paul Menta from First Legal Rum Distillery. He's a media guy, and we did our little segment down here, a little bar thing I did with him, and he wore his Delco versus the world shirt. He was so proud to wear it. So
love it.
I love it.
Love it.
Cheers, guys. Good luck to the Niners. Good luck to the Chiefs. I got C-Mac, the Niners. Oh boy, hold on. I'm a mush.
Samboner out.
Samboner out.
Sambone, and baby, it's on. Driving 45 minutes just to grab a bite. Know that it's worth it when the neon's inside. My mouth starts to water, my knees get weak. I'm posted up on Insta, so